I'm in mid to North Wales, just a few miles north of Barmouth, and I'm heading through the dunes to the seafront. Tide's in. So up to the north there we've got the Flean Peninsula, which you can't quite see because of the cloud. And down to the south there we've got Barmouth Bay. Here since I was a boy. I was first brought here by my family, and I've since then carried on bringing my family here. And this place is a very special place to my family and I. But I'm not here to hang out on this lovely beach. What I'm here for is in the opposite direction. Okay. What I'm here for is to go over there. I recently had a channel called Pack the Sack, which I've just deleted, which basically fulfilled its purposes, and I've got a new direction I want to head in now. Now on Pack the Sack there was a video series called the Stormwall, and it was recorded when my son and I took a hike up into those mountains up there, and were caught in a very fierce storm and got stranded up there and hid behind a wall all night, which I called the Stormwall. And I know there's many people that have seen this video, many people have enjoyed it. Now the objective, when we set out on that hike 2 years ago, it'll be 2 years in about 3 days' time, was to hike up into the mountains on the right hand side of that hill there, which is called Moivra. There's about a 7.5 mile hike up to the crest of the Cambrian Mountains in the Rheinog district, the Rheinog area, and go over the top and down to a forest and a lake called Llyn Cwm Mynach. What happened was we ended up in a very fierce storm, and we ended stranded up on the top of the ridge there, hiding from the storm all night, and the storm never abated, so we were forced to come back down. Because when you get up to the top of the ridge there, the descent the other side is very steep, and it goes on for I must say, it probably goes on for a good mile and a half downwards. As the crow flies from the ridge to the lake is about 3/4 of a mile, but the steepness of the descent makes it about 1.5 miles hike down the mountain the other side. I came back last year to do the hike again by myself, but the adverse weather conditions stopped me from doing it. So my objective this year is to complete the hike. I've allowed myself 3 nights, and I'm going to go up round the side of Moivra. There's 2 lakes on the way, over the top, down the other side, and return. Okay, so that's my objective. This is the Kingdom Hiker. Barmouth down the bottom there. Harlick's there. There's the coast. I'm starting from there, down the lane, up the lane, across the main road, up this very steep lane here, where I take on the track. The track goes inland until I come to this lake. Then from that lake, I think it's called Lake Bodlin, around the rocks, and I know there's bogs there, and then the climb starts up to these small pieces of water here and up to the top there, and that is the top of the climb. It's about 7.5 miles to the peak, and then drops down. As the crow flies from the peak to the lake is about 3/4 of a mile, but I say because of the steepness of the descent, you've got about 1.5 miles hike down there. There's my pack, military Bergen without the rocket packs. The first 3/4 of the hike is a gradual ascent, and then comes a quite a steep hike. So in order to conserve energy, I'm going to do the first 3/4 with my pack strapped to the sack truck there. I'm doing this as a bit of a challenge, as a kit test and challenge. I'm 54 in June. Anything I can do to conserve energy and help me achieve my objective. How not to get up into the hills without attracting the attention of the locals. Okay, the neoprene knee supports are on, the boots are freshly dubbed, the weather is looking good, and it's game on. See you later, kids. See you later.
See ya.
We're going.
I'm going up the mountain.
Mountain. Ooh, that's scary. Let's see him.
This is where I'm going. Quite clear at the moment. Cloudy overhead, but no low cloud. It's nice and warm, which is good. At this time of the year, the gorse is the most spectacular thing to behold, with that very deep yellow. Definitely getting a few strange looks, but you know, nothing new for me. Little zigzag across the main road, and now we come to this road that goes up this hill for about 1 mile. So this is where the trolley comes in really handy. I've just been thinking, even better than a trolley might be a wheelie bin. You stick all your stuff in a wheelie bin and it all stays dry in case it rains there. Okay, see you later. Definitely no rushing it up here. There's no rushing it up here. The knack to this is keeping the weight balanced on the wheels and taking your time. I thought about picking up some firewood, but then I reconsidered, thinking, do you really want to carry firewood up this hill? No. Okay, let's break the back of that one. There's the road up. Quick scan round. And there's just that little bit left of it there. Up to those farm gates, turn right, round the farm, a little bit further up, and the road ends and the track begins. Okay. You can see the slope of the trees, which is a guide to the prevailing wind direction. So here's the end of the road, and here's the beginning of the track. Just make out the Llyn Peninsula there, the tip of the Llyn Peninsula, with the island of Bardsey at the end. If you can get it, you can see it somewhere there. I don't know whether we're picking it up or not. Just make out the island of Bardsey there, the end of the Llyn Peninsula there. There's a jet going past. RAF in training. It's up towards the Snowdon area over there. Down the side of Mulver there, a bit further up the track, turn right along this ridge in front of us, and down to the edge of the ridge there. Just about there is an old Celtic settlement. Just about make it out of the top there. Times, and you got remnants of buildings and little walkways and sheep pens and animal pens and things like that. It's quite an interesting little place to visit, but for today it's a bit out of my path, off my direction, so I'm not going to go up there. I'm going to carry on my course. There's a better view of the Celtic settlement there. You can just make out the ramparts. I don't know what it was like up here then. some kind of bleak existence. But it must have been worth a while, otherwise I wouldn't have lived here. Other side of Moylvra now, and there's the ridge line that runs down from Moylvra up to the settlement. I'm on the other side, on the peak of the ridge. The track continues down in that direction, and just over this first ridge here, just down over there, is the lake, the first lake. And down there I plan to strap on the pack, hide the truck, and then ascend and make my base camp for tonight up on that ridge somewhere at the Stormwall direction. There's a lake. Last time we came up here we couldn't see any of this. It was just total sheeting sideways rain. Took about half an hour out, load on the pack, kit up, hide the truck and get off. Last time we was here we went down there and ran the side of the lake there and clambered over those rocks, through the bog of the other side of the lake and up that way to the ridge over there. I believe this time I'm going to do it different. I'm going to try and cut my way across there that way, because that's where I want to spend the night up the top there. And the clouds coming in and I need to get a move on. Anyway, time for dinner. Sit down and have a break and stuff. Okay, it's time to dump the truck. So I'm going to stick it down in the bushes here somewhere by the lake. Okay. There's a truck down behind that wall in the bushes. And there's the direction. Okay, on we go.